channel if you're returning. If you're new here, my name is Tori, and we have a planner meetup vlog for you today. By we, I mean me, myself, and I guess, but there are other YouTubers on this meetup. I am sitting holding my bladder. I have to pee so bad. I drove an hour here, and I am desperately hoping nobody is seeing me film myself in my car. Obviously, I don't do this very well because I keep looking over there and you're right here. So, I will update you about how it goes, but I'm just chilling right now. I did walk around and like try on a dress for a wedding that I have to go to next week, but it didn't work out. So, I may hit up the old reliable Old Navy at some point. I'm not sure. But we're gonna get started here in a few, so I'll keep you up. I already said that. I'll keep you updated again. Okay, bye. I'm swatching inks so that I can share them and have my planner friends pick out which inks they want samples of. And so, since I'm already doing that, why not just share it with you? This is a notebook from the Coffee Monsters Co. It is traveler size, and it is like Tomoe River paper. And I honestly, the way I think of this is like my swatch book, because I got fountain pen ink on it, so I was like, well, from here on out, that's what it is. But I have different swatches in here of different things that I have just from my stationery stuff. Some of this stuff is no longer here, and some of it still is. But I actually swatched all of my inks almost a year ago, and this is what they look like. I don't think they're great representations because it was my first time ever swatching inks, and we had some mishaps, but you know, you got to make a mistake to learn sometimes, and I'm okay with that. So yeah, these are what I did for my swatches, and obviously, like, some of them, that is not what that actually looks like. Colorverse Coffee Break doesn't actually look like that. So yeah, it's a learning process for sure. And then I have my Tombos, and I have Crayola Super Tips, so I was kind of marking all of those down. The Zig Clean Color Dot markers that I have. And then we have some empty pages. So I figured I would just go ahead and do like a 2025 situation. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. I can't promise perfection. And this is also the first one I've ever done on camera, so I am sure there are going to be mistakes. What do I want to call this? Fountain pen inks 2025. Okay, that's what I want to call it. I'm gonna, well, no, I need that still. I'm gonna start out with my bottled. I can't type. See, I cannot write and talk at the same time. Okay, and I have a few bottled inks, because don't we all? And oop, I'm sorry, I moved the camera a little bit there. I'm trying to figure out, like, how do I want to do this? Do I want to do alphabetical? Do I want to do by color? What do I want to do? I don't know. I think, honestly, I'll do it by, like, what I got first, or what I can remember, because they're the nearest and dearest, and goodness, if I would stop moving the camera, it would all be better, wouldn't it? Okay, so my first purchases were these. This is like a 3-pack of Diamine fountain pen inks. It is Earl Grey, Imperial Purple. Wow, purple. Okay. Earl Grey, Imperial Purple, and Aurora Borealis. So, we'll do a little something here. I don't know quite what yet. I just know we're going to do something with them. I should probably get like a pen out to write with them too. What you think? I'll get my Kakuno out, because why not? Get that out for dipping. I have a little dropper here, and I just have some water to get things off the side. But this Earl Grey is like my absolute fave trusty ink. And I'm gonna go ahead, put the top on that. And you know what I need to do? I need to find... Oi, hold on. My desk is a mess, y'all. And so any kind of movement might make it all come crumbling down, sadly. Okay, I'm gonna put this. Hope I don't get them too inked up back there, but I'm gonna put that down and wipe that off. I have stained this thing before, so okay. Just gonna do the littlest of drops and kind of move it around. Okay, nothing crazy. And then put the bits back in there. Okay. Put that on my towel here. And then we want to write about it. This is the Pilot Kakuno in the Madaroni Blue. And I think it's beautiful. It's a sleepy blue, and I like it. I don't know if that got anything, but we'll see, I guess. This is Diamond. There's a hair. Yes. Earl Grey with an E. Alright, so that is Earl Grey. And then we have, let's see, we'll do Aurora Borealis. Just a tiny dot. And spread it out from there. Nothing too intense. Wash out the eyedropper. And then bright diamond. Aurora Borealis. Then we will do, see how that's, okay. Diamond Imperial Purple. give the eyedropper one good zhuzh in here. This one is it has a pretty cool sheen to it, I think. And Imperial Purple, I don't think so. Yeah, it's not a shimmer, but I can't remember if it's this one that I've seen sheens gold a little bit. I could be mistaken, because I mean, I write with this, but usually it's not enough to really see a sheen, but I don't think it is. I can't remember. Like I said, I'm not an expert. I just do things that make my inner child happy. All right. Then we're gonna take some and try to write out diamine. All right. That may not be like as faithful as it could be to the color when writing, because I am using a fountain pen and it's like a dip pen, and there could be leftover ink in the feed from previous inks, but I'm trying. All right, and then the next, actually the very first ink I bought ever was Dominant Industry Winter Night in their Pearl series, which at the time I didn't know was code for shimmer ink. You can see it has this like really periwinkle shimmer, and it's a beautiful like gray purple, and I think it's really pretty. And I usually just some people are confident with putting shimmer inks in their fine and extra fine nibs. I usually stay on the safe side and put it in my medium nib, just because I am not the kind of individual let me move my camera, sorry that it's wonky doodle. I am not the kind of individual who enjoys figuring out a problem. I'm not like an engineering person, so like if a fountain pen starts acting up, I dread trying to figure out how to fix it. I just want it to work. I have a low patience level sometimes, and so I had to pause myself because my dog started going crazy. But I was saying, to prevent myself from having to troubleshoot things I don't want to troubleshoot, I just stick shimmerings in my medium nibs, because I like the experience a medium nib can give over like a fine and a medium. I feel like it's much more, see, yes, it does sheen gold, sorry. I find it a much more like a nib that represents the ink better, because it's providing more surface area, right? Just for it to do its thing. So I actually picked this up with my first fountain pen, which was the Pilot Kakuno, not this one, but a different one. And this was at a local stationery store in Nashville when I was back home visiting family. Somehow I've already gotten some on my hands here, which that was inevitable, but I thought I would notice it. That's the tricky thing, though. Like, you never really notice it. So, I'm going to try to write a little quick something here. Hope for the best. Okay, this is dominant industry winter night. All right. Gonna definitely put the lid on that. And I think it's really pretty. Like, their bottles are pretty. Obviously, like, you can tell this is I think this is a Korean brand based on the Hangul that is above the English. And I'm sorry I'm not, like, keeping this straight by any means. But, with this, it comes in this box and has its own little, like, little bag. Isn't that so, like, just cute? I love that. So I keep it in its bag and I keep it in its box because I love that little feature of it. It's like a cozy little thing. So that is that ink. All right, and then the next ink I bought was Diatramentus Jane Austen, which, I mean, duh. I love Jane Austen, so this was a no-brainer for me. And I like the Diatramentus bottle too. I like the sensory, that cap. I like it. So, and this is a pretty reliable green. It's not too fussy, and it's like a straightforward, you get what you get kind of thing, and I like that. What you see is what you get with it. All right. Now, let me move this again. So this is Diatramentus Jane Austen. All right. I'm doing them little swatches because I want to be able to get everything, like, as much as possible on one page, because I'm impatient and I don't want to have to wait for this stuff to dry. All right. And then grabbed Diamine Blue Black. This one's a pretty decent and reliable blue black. It is what it says it is. It's not anything fancy, though, you know, I think the reliability is a fancy factor in my opinion. And I think it's just pretty. Like, it's a good, like, navy almost. All right. I'm going to do a little dip of that. A dip of this, a dip of that. So this is Diamine glue. Oh, Lord. That's an interesting C to K connection there, but I would say the only thing I would probably want to do differently next time is maybe space them out better, or like have a grid or something, but we're working with what we've got. All right, and then we have Diatramentis Alexander Hamilton. I love Hamilton as a musical, so I had my eye on this one for a minute. Going to swatch this if I can get it open. And I honestly don't think I've even used this yet because I'm just a weirdo and I buy things and then don't use them. But I think we can all relate a little. I just want to, they're my precious, you know? And the bottle, though, it's giving grape juice. Okay, my apologies, I had to pause, but this is how we're looking right now. Pretty dark. Like, I'm noticing a theme here, but that's okay. I like my ink's legible, so we are gonna go ahead. I do see, like, interesting some feathering with Alexander Hamilton. I just wonder if that's, like, because of the concentration of it. I don't know. Alrighty. And then, naturally, because I have no self-control, we got Robert Oster and the Coffee Monsters Co. Day to Night. So, get this going. And if that Alexander Hamilton was giving grape juice, this is giving wine. Or something. Alright. I'm gonna... Robert Oster. The coffee. Ooh, not me. Not spelling things right. Okay, Coffee Monster Co. This is Day to Night. All right. Put the lid back on that one. And then we also got just the old regular Coffee Monster from the same collaboration. So this is like the first brown ink on the page. Make sure my eyedropper's completely good to go here. Very little. As we say in the children's services world, a dot does a lot. Mainly we say that about glue, but can also apply to the fountain pen ink. So this is just Coffee Monster. So Robert Oster and the Coffee Monsters Cocoa, coffee. Why am I not doing this in cursive? I don't know. Maybe it's the coffee part. Yeah, just the singular coffee monster. All right. And then we have, I think, a couple more. I have 3 more bottled inks, and that'll be it. We do have Colorverse Coffee Break. So, I'm going to do that one. Alrighty, then when I dip, you dip. Alright, Colorverse. Uh-oh. Coffee break. And then we have 2 big kahunas. We have Colorverse Alpha Libra. That is so dreamy. All right, I'm gonna dip in here. Oh. Nope, still not. Let's try this again. This is actually like a perfect color for the pen if you're into matchy-matchy. But I am seeing that it's probably not like, you would need a pretty juicy nib situation to get this to come out legibly. But that is Colorverse Alpha Libra, I think is how you would say that. It's basically the horoscopes line they have. Sorry, they're dusty bottles, but it says Alpha Libra here, so that's what I'm going with. And then because I am a Leo, I can't not get the Colorverse Alpha Leo, right? Like, come on. They should have known when they made this that this was gonna sell, because if you're a Leo, you know that the most commonly said thing about a Leo horoscope or a zodiac sign is that we have to make everything about ourselves, which is not true, but you know, we'll let the sayers have their fun, I guess. So this is a shimmer, naturally, because, you know, a diamond's gotta shine, as Taylor Swift said. Ooh, I have not even swatched this one yet. That is so pretty. Stop. That feels like a hug, or like a sunset. Like, And I'm talking like not even like a late fall sunset, or like a, that is the vibe. 100%. I love that. Naturally, as I would. But again, with the writing, I don't know. You would need probably a nib that could show this color off. Better than this Kakuno nib is doing right now, I think. Colorverse. But also, I mean, just dipping it with the nib is not going to give you the results that you would necessarily see, of course. Excuse me, of course, in a normal writing sample. Man, that's so pretty. Okay, so those are all of my bottled inks. I have a theme. I like blues and purples, I think. But I also have some browns. And so yeah, I'm gonna let these dry for a minute, and then okay, these have dried, and we can see a little bit more about their attributes, just a tiny bit. Colorverse Alpha Leo is so pretty, and that shimmer is just like gorgeous. And then we have different things happening up here. I mean, you can kind of see some depth to the Robert Oster TCMC Day to Night and the Coffee Monster, whereas like Diatramentis is more straightforward with their inks, but Diamine Blue Black has that black sheen around it. And your Dominant Industry Winter Night is, of course, shimmery, and you have some sheening for the Imperial Purple and Aurora Borealis. And then Earl Grey is just a beautiful, reliable girl as well. Okay, hello. So, if you hear my voice and it sounds funny, it's because I have a sinus drainage. I am fine. I'm just dealing with allergies. So I wanted to share what I am bringing to my meetup. Hopefully this will go in like a vlog that I'm hoping to make. But I have some very intensely wrapped ink samples for those who requested them. They're not normal vials because I got very lazy and just grabbed bubble vials at Dollar General. But they are kind of paranoidly wrapped, I guess, because one of the threads was acting a little weird. So I got a little nervous about them just being contained the way they were. So I put saran wrap over the entry of each and taped it down to the lid, and so I'm hoping that will keep these extra safe. But I have like little ink bouquets essentially of what they wanted, and then I'm going to be gifting a couple of the notebooks to these ladies. I love these notebooks. They are also Dollar General, but they are actually so it's like a pack of 2 for $3, and they're pretty good notebooks. I don't know that they're fountain pen friendly. Let me check. Are you fountain pen friendly? So definitely with the standard zebra $2 fountain pen it is. I can't speak for each type of fountain pen ink, but it does seem to hold up well with that. There is some bleed through, so, but I think the designs are so pretty that I couldn't not. And so I'm gonna gift them a notebook, their own little zebra fountain pen. I have 2 blues and a black, and then I also have some goodies of different washi and die cuts and what else? There's some ephemera, some pens, gel pens, ballpoint, and marker pens, and I'm just putting them in TCMC packages that I got with my purchases. I'm just repurposing them. So they each come with like some ephemera, some die cuts, stuff like that, and washi samples. I'm also bringing like a bag of stationery stuff I don't use just to like give away. So yeah, I'm excited. This is what I'm going to take. I'm going to wrap them in some paper bags. I'm thinking I'll stop by Barnes & Noble as well to get a couple more things. And yeah, I'm going to bring my Delphonics pouch with me, this goober. And then I will be bringing my fountain pens. I am bringing the latest Coffee Monsters Co. fountain pen release so we can all ooh and ah over it. And I'll be bringing some extra scrapbook paper just in case anybody wants some of it. An extra little tiny notebook to give away. Yeah, so I'm really excited about this, and I hope we have a good time. I mean, I don't foresee that we won't. I'm worried about my voice and keeping that up throughout the night. It's just like I don't have any other symptoms other than just some drainage. So but yeah, this is what I am bringing, and hopefully I will show you the rest of the journey / adventure along the way.